Hi guys, it's me Chrissy and I'm here with my 2017 wrap-up books 31 to 35, but currently in this outfit I only have books 31 to 34 because I'm lending two of them to my best friend Red because she really needs a depressing book right now and I'm not sure when she'll give it back, and I need to do the wrap-up, so might as well just film it now. Also, a little bit about this shirt. It's actually by a brand here, I think, called Locally Unknown. So that's the shirt right there, and then there's more, oops, all my hair, at the back. And yeah, it's really cool because it's locally made by local people here in my city, Bacolod. So I think that's really cool to, have that. Also, it's a really cool theme. And I am locally unknown, so it's kind of nice. Anyway, book 31 was Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. This is the glow-in-the-dark one, and I would have put a glow-in-the-dark clip here at some point, but the thing is, it's very faint at night, so it doesn't really look good, and I don't think it'll be very clear. It'll just be like one weird blur. But anyway, I read this when it was a really busy time here for me. There was like things going on socially that I had to attend and help my friends out. If you've seen the vlog about the art exhibit, I just finished that. I just finished this book when I was moving on to another one, but this took like 2 weeks, and it's really cute and really nice. But I think at the time in my life when I chose to pick this up, it was I wasn't expecting how busy I would get, so that may have affected the way that I viewed this book. But I can say that it blends so nicely old bookstores with technology, as well as the whole secret society type thing, and then like, but at the same time I really wish I could have loved this more. It's so cute, super duper cute, but I couldn't really get into it. But I would recommend it because it's really cute. Because it's like, 24-hour bookstore, and then all these customers come in and it's really fun. So that's it. Okay, I got Less Than Zero by Bret Easton Ellis. Like, this was on the top of my book haul piles, and I had to move them to my room because in this room there were guests staying, so I had to remove all my books from here so that so the guests have more space. So this was like right on top of the pile, like just staring at me, and I'm like, well, I saw the movie, so, and I know that of course the book is different from the movie, but I was still really interested, so I couldn't help myself and I picked it up. I read this because I have the sequel. I've had it for like 2 years, and I didn't read it because it's a sequel. I really wanted to read the first book first. So finally I got my hands on Less Than Zero. And it's, what can I say? It's just the first novel, Bret Easton Ellis' first novel that he wrote when he was in college, and it catapulted him to fame. And it's alright. I mean, like, it's very much a first novel. The characters aren't super duper fleshed out, like, but you can really tell that they are all not very good people. They're very dead inside and outside. The only thing about them is that they're beautiful people, but they're rich, and they don't understand what it's like to have consequences to their actions. They just do it. Like, I remember at one point in the book where our main character's best friend was going through something really bad, and he didn't leave, not because he was trying to help his friend, but because he said, I want to see something really bad happen. Like, what the heck? But see, that just emphasized like how much of a not good person he is. But I could see the beginnings of like what would be like Bret Easton Ellis, his style and stuff. So that was very interesting. And then I picked up Imperial Bedrooms by Bret Easton Ellis. Yes, cover change. You can see, so 80s, and then so modern. Anyway, this takes place in 2010. They were 19 here, and now the characters are like 40 plus, that age, midlife crisis and whatnot. Yeah, they're still not good people. As a matter of fact, they're worse. I'm not even, can you even say that's a spoiler? Because it's just kind of like, what else were you expecting? It's a Bret Easton Ellis book. Have you seen American Psycho? I have the book. I need to do a movie review book thing with that, but it might take a while because it's intense, so I've heard. Anyway, the main character finally is like more mature in the ways of the world, but in the wrong way. Um, he's very much the Hollywood type, you know, do this for me and I'll do this for you. And this book became sort of like a murder mystery-ish type thing. And yeah, I would say this was definitely better. You could see more, you get more insight into the characters, more, the plot is just, it really unravels slowly. So I was just enjoying the ride. I wasn't trying to figure anything out. Usually with murder mysteries and whatnot, I just let things happen, because like if I try to figure stuff out, I have a hard time sleeping because I'm trying to figure stuff out. But anyway, yeah, that's it. This was better and I liked it more. And everyone is still not a good person. But then I don't think that's the point. I think the point was just to show that I don't know what the point is. Okay, I just know that they weren't good people. But good characters, like as characters, yeah, that they were good characters, but not as people. Yeah, I'm not very good at reviews. I forgot to mention that when reading the sequel, it's implied that the person who wrote the first book is not the same person who's like talking. Like Clay is still the one who's narrating, but then the success of the first book, it plays a part in the sequel, where you can really see like what Bret Easton Ellis thinks of the movie that came out, and like how his characters had to be changed in order to seem more like audience friendly. So I find that really funny because you can really see like what the author actually thinks of the adaptation of a movie. So yeah, that's it. And I'm still reading this, but I'm almost done, and that is My Lady Jane by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jodie Meadows. Currently, this is supposed to be about Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen. From England, she was the heir of King Edward the something, 6th, and because she was Protestant, and nobody was sure if Elizabeth was Protestant but Queen Mary was Catholic, and nobody wanted England to fall into Catholic hands after they became Protestant. But anyway, this isn't about that. This is an alternate history, and it's really nice how it says from the beginning, like the actual opening of the, or what's it called, the dedication is called, "For everyone who knows, there was enough room for Leonardo DiCaprio on that door." And the second one says, "And for England, we're sorry for what we're about to do to your history." So, as someone who enjoys historical fiction, I really appreciated that they just, went out and said it like, this isn't, the history it's an alternative world or an alternative version of history. As a matter of fact, what's it called? Low voltage, so my light is going on and off a little bit. Anyway, it's alternative history of England, where instead of like, they don't focus on Catholics and Protestants, they made it like Verities and Ethiopians, however you pronounce that. Anyway, they're like, these people transform into animals, and you can't pick your shape and you don't know when. All you know is you'll transform under an extreme amount of emotional pressure. And yeah, that's really all I want to say about this book. It's very funny, and I really like how lighthearted it is. It's not super down and dreary, or like even like the way it's written is so, it doesn't make you feel like you're struggling to get through it. It's just very, very fun, and I really like that, considering I love historical fiction, and I also love the fantasy element to this book. So currently, I would say, if you like historical fiction, if you want to get into it but you want a kind of twist just for fun, you just pick up this. It's very good. So that's it for now, and then I will get back to you when I am done with the last book. Hi guys, so I'm back with the last book for my wrap up, and that is Lord Robert by Jean Clady. It's about Lord Robert Dudley, who was also known as like Queen Elizabeth's long-term favorite slash boyfriend slash the person she could have married but didn't. And I actually meant to read more historical fiction this month, but things were just so busy that I wasn't really able to get into the mindset of like historical fiction and just sitting down and absorbing it all. And while reading this, it was not just from Lord Robert Dudley's perspective, but also from Queen Elizabeth's perspective. So from her side, I could really see why she chose not to marry, because first of all, her father beheaded her mother. So I mean, that's not a very good example of a marriage. And then second of all, her older sister married a foreign king, King Philip of Spain, who, fun fact, is the reason why the Philippines is named the Philippines, after him. It's not fun for the Philippines that was colonized by the Spanish, but that is one part of history. So yeah. The second fact is, alright, because Mary married a foreign king, and oh my gosh, cats. Anyway, Mary married a foreign king and nobody liked him. So Elizabeth was like, you're so determined for me to get married, but you're also going to be determined to not like my husband if I do marry him. So that was good policy on her part. And I was just really excited to read this because I really do like historical fiction. And Lord Robert's younger brother is actually named Guildford, and he's the one who married Queen Jane. But in My Lady Jane, they changed it to Gifford, which is not as bad as Guildford. So yeah. And then honorable mentions, there was an art fest here in my city held by a local zine, and there's also this table there, and they were selling like some zines. And I got Heavenly Body, stories by Austere Rex Gamau. He's got a Instagram, I'll leave a link down below. And this is about all the different heavenly bodies, the sun, Mercury, Venus. My favorite one is called Uranus, which is about basically this guy who's like racking up points to get like store credit, and to get something I think that will make him happy. And so he's racking up his sadness points. That one was very nice. And then I also read Birds No More Than Birds by poems by R.J. Ledesma. One of these poems was featured in the 55th Silliman University National Writers Workshop, I think. So that's really cool. That one had a lot of like bird themes and well, obviously, and like freedom undertones, like wishing to be free. I thought it was really nice. And then I have Notes on the Use of White Space, also by R.J. Ledesma. And I think they're all from Bacolod, where I'm from. And this entire thing is just one poem, but different stanzas take up different pages. And I just found this one to be kind of beautiful because it had like when he talks about his mom, it's fierce or loving, but the father figure here is always about anger and violence. But he's got like a closer relationship with his mom, like from what I was able to get from this. It was just so beautiful. But my favorite stanza is actually the first line, so I'll just read that for you guys real quick. In a hotel room for two, there is a family of 5. The youngest, a boy of 6, learns proxemics. In other words, he learns that love, no matter how immense, can be contained in any space, constricting or expansive. Cabinet, cupboard, train, tower, shoebox, envelope. And sooner he learns hate too, and folds in corners bright and dark, classroom, ribcage, comfort room, pool, car, book, word. It's just so beautiful, and I really did enjoy this. But so yeah, these 3 are my honorable mentions for this wrap up. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around. I will see you guys next time. Bye!